Here he is. We got Jet Brewer up to the line. So he gets ready, makes his way through those cones. Bringing it on down, initiating in about halfway through that first outside zone. Now wrapping it around to outside zone number 2. And ticker of the wall.
Absolutely.
I believe this is going to be run 2.
Should be. Come out of the cones here. See his initiation. Filling that zone a little shallow there. Let's see if he gets out to the wall. Holds it in there. Pretty nice angle throughout the track. Holding about an 85 score right now. Very nice transition there. Coming into the outside zone. A bit of a decel here. Throwing it right into that outside zone. Really riding that wall. Extending it all the way. Let's see how he finishes out his lap here. He's looking at about a high 60s. Final turn here. Coming into that last outside zone. Let's see. 76.96 from Brewer.
Toyota 400Z.
Seems there's a brand new release out.
All right, here we go. This quote-unquote Toyota 400Z initiating in. Very nice on the first outside zone. Brings it out to that outside wall on zone number 2. Very nice wraparound there. Coming into that inside clip. Grabs that perfectly. Now transitioning through here to outside zone number 3. Could have been a little bit in there earlier, but not too bad. Transitioning to 4, almost perfect. Now bringing it to the wall outside zone on number 5
Very
here.
Nice.
Holding it very nicely, coming around that wall, putting a 92% score on there. And perfect on outside zone number 6. Grabs inside clip number 2 perfectly. Now bringing it to inside clip 3. Unfortunately, not going to grab that, but gets a pretty good amount of outside.
Out to the line again to do his next run, going in for his initiation. Throw a little shallow into that first zone. Let's see what he can do here. Gets it right out of that wall, putting his wing on it. Very nice. Fills that inside zone near perfect. Coming to the outside, a little inside there. Fills that outside zone. Coming into this wall right here. Pushes it out. You can see that wing pushing right over that wall there. Coming into the final half of the track. Very nice run here. And he finishes out. Very smooth run coming from you.
But right now, it's all eyes on Kitty Pob. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name because I'm going to butcher it like crazy. But here we go. Initiates into that BMW.
Nice.
Bringing it out to outside zone number 2 there. Very nice along the wall. Could have been on inside clip number 1 a little bit deeper with the bumper, but it looks like it does pick up perfect. Same on outside zone number 3 and outside zone number 4. Absolutely very perfection there. Bringing it into the wall outside zone number 5. Looks like the system wanted him to be there a little bit earlier to get that perfect score, but that's still a 99%. Grabs outside zone number 6 perfectly. Inside clip 2 perfect. We're looking at a crazy run here as he picks up inside clip number 3.
Wow. For his second run here. See if he can improve from an 85.44 here, folks. Once again, very nice zone coverage there from the first run as he comes in for his initiation for round 2. Almost puts it on the wall there. Holding very smooth. Not many corrections right now. Rides that wall near perfect. Coming into inside clip 1. Transitioning into the outside zone. Fills it perfectly. And the next outside zone. Coming into this wall here. Putting his wing over the wall, covering the entire outside zone there, coming into the second half of the track, filling all of the zones near perfectly as he comes past the line with a 90.13. Massive improvement.
There we go. Nafato brings it up, initiates in. Could have been a little bit deeper on that first outside zone. Now wrapping it out and around to outside zone number 2. Gets majority of that zone pretty well. Could have been a little bit deeper at the end, but picks up inside clip number 1 very nicely. Now transition through to outside zone number 3 again. A little bit late getting into it, but outside zone number 4 actually leaves a little bit early. However, wrapping it around outside zone number 5 along the wall here. Filling that pretty good. Gets it an 100% score on the system. Outside zone number 6 left that one a little bit earlier, but not too bad as he picks up inside clip number 2 perfect and inside clip number 3. And unfortunately not getting much of outside zone number 7, but it is still pretty good.
And he's off. Coming into his initiation for run number 2 into outside zone number 1. About half coverage for that zone there. Coming into outside zone number 2, riding that wall. Entered it a little early, but filled it very nice. Very nice transition. Bit of a correction there from Nafat. Coming into the second wall ride. Putting that wing nearly on the wall again. Solid coverage for that outside zone number 5. Outside zone number 6 filled perfectly. And inside clip number 2 coming into the end of the track with solid zone coverage and an improvement to a 75.84 for Nafat Nati, folks.
Well, as Yizheng pulling up into the start box here. Here we go. Out through the chicane. Bringing it up here. Initiates in. Nice little flick into that. Grabs outside zone number 1 perfectly. Bringing it out to outside zone number 2. Could have been a little bit earlier getting in, but not too bad on the coverage there. As grabbing about that second hash mark on inside clip number 1. Outside zone number 3, not very deep at all here, but transitioning through almost perfect on outside zone number 4. Now bringing it to the wall for outside zone number 5. Dragon bumper a little bit on the wall, came out slightly in the middle there, but not too bad of a recovery, as almost perfect on outside zone 6 with a little bit of an early exit. Both of these inside clips, though, not too bad. Could have been a little bit closer on inner clip 3, but near a perfect score on outside zone number 7. Oh, maybe not. Oh, nope, there we go.
All right, here he goes. Getting ready, and he's off to go through the chicane here. Let's see if Yizhang can put up a better run than run 1. Putting his rear bumper on that wall for outside zone 1. Perfect coverage coming into outside zone 2. Enters it a little early again, but finishes it out nice coming into the first inner clip. Fills it perfectly coming into outside zone 3. About half coverage there coming into outside zone 4. Half coverage again coming into outside zone 5. Putting his bumper on that wall. Very nice there. Perfect coverage for that zone coming into outside zone 6 here. Another great coverage. Left it about a bit early, filling inner clip 2. Very nice. And finishing out his run with a 72.66. Not an improvement.
Actually got comp wear on that car, but he is staged up. Shoma getting ready to send it here in the C6. Initiates in, nice little flick, but not too good of a coverage on that zone, about the halfway mark there. Now wrapping it out to outside zone number 2. Getting it pretty much on the wall for most of it. Could have been in there a little bit earlier to get that score, but inside clip number 1, again, falling a little bit short. However, picking up outside zone 3 perfectly. Outside zone number 4, pretty much the same idea with outside zone number 2. Could have got there a little bit earlier, and looks like so close to a perfect start on outside zone number 5, but just barely missing out on that. Outside zone number 6 going to fill that completely there as we now go through both of the inside clips here before the last zone, grabbing both of those right where you need to be, and same with outside zone number 7. Going to be a very good first score for Shoma on the board, an 85.8.
Take off for run number 2 out through the chicane. Let's see if he can make an improvement here. Nice flick into outside zone 1. Full coverage into it, entering into outside zone 2. Perfect entry and perfect coverage on outside zone 2 there. Fills into inner clip 1 and outer zone 3. Throwing an absolute heater right now. Coming into outer zone 5. Puts it right onto this wall there. Could have entered a little bit earlier to get the points there, but another beautiful run here. Perfect coverage in outside zone 6, coming into about halfway for inner clip 2. Wow, 93.
You can easily have some mistakes like that, but right now we've got, I believe, Ilya coming up here in the beautiful 370. Love this car. Beautiful livery. Very good on outside zone number 1. Going to fill outside zone number 2 all the way through, picking up inside clip number 1. Now out to outside zone number 3 again, perfect coverage there. Outside zone number 4. Oh, a little bit of an over exceeding of the track there, maybe a tire drop even. Now outside zone number 5, can't really tire drop here as you got a wall in your way, so perfectly covering that one there. Transitioning through, very nice on outside zone number 6, grabbing inside clip 2, perfect. And looks like same on inside clip number 3 there, and wrapping it up with a perfect
folks,
outside.
he filled every zone perfectly, minus that small tire drop. See if he can have a bit of a smoother run here coming through the chicane into run number 2. Big flick into the wall. Perfect coverage for the outside zone 1 coming in outside zone 2. Not many corrections right now. Beautiful entry, left a tad early to fill the points there. Filling inner clip 1 coming into outside zone 3. Another perfect coverage, looking like a better run right now. Left that other zone a little bit early, but he throws his bumper right into outside zone 5. Like you said last time, can't drop a tire there. Coming into outside zone 6, throwing almost a backy into that zone to fill inner clip 2. And we see Ilya finishes out his run with a 94.12.
Getting ready to let that GR86 sing, coming through the chicane. And yes, we are missing that iconic CDT livery here. Initiates in with a nice big flick. Pretty good coverage on that first outside zone. Left it a little bit too early there. Coming in outside zone number 2 here. Nearly perfect on that coverage. Just a little bit late getting in. Inside clip 1 on that second hash mark. Outside zone number 3, perfect right there for Hassan. And very similar on 4, but again, just not early enough. Coming into that wall for outside zone number 5. Very nice angle there. Love the angle he's carrying through that zone. He transitions through, picks up majority of outside zone 6, leaving a little bit early. And again, on these inside clips, looks like just majority of the time picking up that second hash mark.
Awesome momentum is really going to bring you down in points. Coming out of the chicane here for run number 2, Hassan Chelik. Let's see what he can put down here. A little safe flick. Coming in a little shallow to the first outside zone. Perfectly riding outside zone 2 into inner clip 1, filling it perfectly as well. Outer zone 3 here. Beautiful angle coming around the track. He's really going all in here. Throws his rear bumper right into outer zone 5. Perfect entry into the zone. And again, beautiful coverage. Great angle. Really throwing this car around the track like he knows it. And coming into inner clip 2 and 3 with beautiful coverage, finishing out his run. Little entry early into that last zone, but a 92.
Another driver after my own heart, whipping a Sil 80 here, Mr. Saif. Initiates in about 2/3 of the way through outside zone number 1. Not too bad of a coverage. However, picking up outside zone number 2 along the wall perfectly. Absolutely loving that one. Inner clip 1 about that second hash mark, but picking up outside zone 3 right where you got to be. Outside zone number 4, though, looks like also perfect. Just a little bit of a lag on the system there. Bringing it around that wall for outside zone number 5, that big long stretch, right where the car has to be positioned, and does the same thing on 6 here. As he wraps it around for inside clip number 2 and inside clip number 3. Going to fill inside clip number 2, perfect inside.
Staging up and coming out of the chicane for his second run. We see Saif with a big initiation, throwing his bumper into that zone, entering it a little bit early, coming into outside zone 2 now. Very good coverage, especially from the first run, throwing it right into outside zone 2, filling in a clip perfectly. Beautiful angle, very smooth here. Entered a little bit earlier for outside zone 2, filling outside zone 4 perfectly, coming into the wall right on outside zone 5. Really setting it and forgetting it there. Coming into outside zone 6. Left it a little bit early there, filled inner clip 2 perfectly and 3 perfectly. And finishing out the run with the 85.6.
And here he comes, making his way now. Ahmed staged up. 3, 2, 1. He is away out through those start cones. Driving that Eagle Team S14. Big flick initiation in, and that's going to pay off pretty good. Majority of outside zone number 1 is covered. Now bringing it around to that first wall run of outside zone number 2. Inside clip number 1, getting that second hash mark there. Now bringing it around outside zone number 3. Very good coverage on that zone. Same with outside zone number 4, transitioning through towards the big wall of outside zone number 5 here. And absolutely filling it, but unfortunately comes out of it a little bit there towards the midway point. However, cleans it up. A little bit of an early exit from outside zone 6, but inside clip 2, perfect. Inside clip 3, perfect. Can we finish it off with a good zone? And unfortunately, looks like that last...
Coming out of the chicane for outside, for run 2. Throwing a big flick, perfectly filling an outside zone 1, coming into the wall right on outside zone 2 here. Beautiful entry into the zone, filling it perfectly. Inner clip 1, coming in a second hash again. Will he be able to keep this run smooth and improve? filling the zones there. Outside zone 5. Oh, and a tap on the wall from Ahmed. Can he finish out his run? And it's looking like run number 1 is going to be the one he takes. Not a bad score, though. All right, Ahmed with an 81.
Seems promising. As we are in the staging box. Green, green, green through the cones. Nice big flick initiation. Going to pick up all of that first outside zone here. As coming out to outside zone number 2. Looks like very much so about 2/3 of the way in there throughout the entirety. And same thing on inside clip number 1. Outside zone number 3, nearly the same situation. However, going to clean it up for outside zone number 4. Now bringing it out to that big wall run of outside zone 5 here. Looks like maybe putting on a little bit of a safe run here. Maybe scared of these walls. As, mega tire drop situation in outside zone number 6. That's definitely going to hurt that score. Missing inside clip number 3. Does get outside zone number 7 pretty good, but he's 65.46.
Green coming through this start line into run number 2. Had a great initiation on the first round. Let's see if he can replicate that here. Filling outside zone 1 perfectly. Coming into the wall ride. A bit of a deviation there, backing out a little bit in the beginning of the zone. Fills in a clip 1 perfectly here. Throwing nice angle through the track right now. Big angle coming into every zone. Backed out of that outside zone 4 a little bit early there. And a tap on the wall for Rodrigo. If he finishes this run out, he may be able to still have a slight improvement there. Filling inner clip 2. Seems to be missing it. He missed inner clip 2. At 67.68.
Here we go. Making his way through the cones in that big Mustang. Flicking it in real nice. About 2/3 of the way through outside zone number 1. Outside zone number 2, going to be filling that pretty nicely there. Perfect score on the board. 2/3 of the way on inner clip number 1. Outside zone number 3, leaving it a little bit early there, but making it into outside zone number 4, putting the car right where it's got to go. Bringing it out to that big long wall for outside zone number 5 now. Filling it absolutely perfect around the entirety of it. Outside zone number 6, going to match that energy. Now bringing it into inside clip number 2 and inside clip number 3. Pretty strong there. Outside zone number 7, though, not too great, but not going to...
And here we go. Sandman in that big fat Mustang. Throwing a big initiation, perfectly filling outside zone 1 coming into the wall ride. LZ2 enters it very smoothly. Great coverage in the zone. 100% for every zone so far coming into outside zone 3. Another wonderful and throwing huge angle around the track. Very smooth from Sandman coming into the wall ride. Second wall ride for outside zone 5. Enters it at the right time and leaves it at the right time. Seemed to be tapped to wall. Oh my gosh. Putting Sandman outside of the track.
Is now making his way. Here we go. Making his way through that star chicane. Yellow underglow going strong underneath here. Big flick initiation in, grabbing outside zone number 1 perfect. Wrapping it out to outside zone number 2. Going to fill that zone. Came out ever so slightly early. Inside clip number 1 on that second hash mark. Now transitioning through to outside zone 3. Going to do about the same thing for the outside zone that he did on that inside clip, but outside zone 4 going to correct that error. Now bringing it out to that big sweeper of a wall on outside zone number 5. Nearly perfect. A little bit of a bobble in the middle. Going to correct that for outside zone number 6 again, though, and get right back on the correct line as we come through those last inside clips. Missing inside clip 3 by the looks of things. And even coming out of outside zone 7 a little bit early.
Line for run number 2. See that yellow undergo throwing a massive flick into the first zone. About halfway through the zone there, keeping pretty smooth angle coming into outer zone 2. And he hits the wall.
A team that we talk about quite a lot over there, now making their way to their major. Driving this very, very crazy body kit S13. Nice flick initiation in, grabbing all of that wall in outside zone number 1. Outside zone number 2, grabbing this wall very nicely too, ever so slightly early on leaving, but going to make inside clip number 1 happen perfectly. Outside zone number 3, putting it right out to that track edge and doing the same on 4. Yet again, though, leaving a little bit early, but transitioning through to the big long wall of outside zone number 5. Going to have that little bobble that we saw in that previous driver's run in the middle, but not too bad. We'll leave an outside zone 6 early. However, going to grab inside clip number 2 and inside clip number 3 perfectly. Finishing it off pretty strong on outside zone number 7, putting an 86.5.
Clean, super dangerous looking almost. Coming out of the chicane here for his second run. Let's see what Evanes can put down here. Huge flick in outer zone 1. A bit of tap on the wall. Can he make the correction? Coming into outside zone 2 here. Grabbing most of that zone there. Filling inner clip number 1. Coming into outer zone 3. Keeping pretty solid angle through the zone. Throwing it all the way out there. A little late leaving that zone for the transition into this big sweeping wall. Outer zone 5. Fills it perfectly. Coming into outer zone 6, Evanes throwing it all the way to the edge of the track. Coming into inner clip 2 on the second hash and inner clip 3, filling it perfectly. And we have Evanes with a 84.73. Not better than his first run.
A little bit rough to work with. Hopefully we're going to see Mr. Una here throw down an absolute heater. Coming through those cones. Nice flick into the initiation. A little bit of left foot brake maybe looks like to hold that car in position, but gets all of outside zone number 1. Doing the same on outside zone number 2. Now wrapping into that inside clip and perfect on that third mark. Outside zone number 3, another perfect zone here. Run's looking pretty good, but a tire drop right there on outside zone number 4. That's now coming into the wall. Maybe playing it a little bit safe, not wanting to get all the way out there, but towards the end of it does hang the wing over. Very nicely done. And mega tire drop on outside zone number 6, unfortunately. Try to correct it through the last part of the run here, grabbing those inside clips perfect. And outside zone number 7 falls a little bit short there.
It's always nice to see these exotic cars in these drift events. And I do enjoy the livery on the car as well. As he comes up to the line here, you can see that Una definitely has potential to throw down a higher run than that. So let's see if he can keep it a little consistent here. Had a really nice entry on the first one. Is he going to replicate that? Very nice. Oh, and he taps the wall on entry. Very unfortunate for Una Savalainen in there. 79.91 still safe.
But surely, up here he comes. All right, Frederick lining up now. Now GT86. All right, here we go. Run is underway. Going to go for that same big flick initiation we keep seeing and pick up that first outside zone. Very nicely done there. Bringing it around to the wall. Good coverage right there. All the way out, hanging the wing over. Not all the way in on inside clip number 1, though. That's going to hurt the score a little bit, but picking up outside zone 3 right where it's got to go. Oh, nearly perfect on outside zone number 4 as well. Just ever so slightly came inside in the middle of it. And looks like going to be doing the exact same thing on outside zone number 5 here. Wrap it around for outside zone 6. Great coverage there. And now for the inside clip transition here. Going to pick up both of those nicely. And out to outside zone number 7 with pretty good coverage there. Could have been a little bit deeper
from this driver. Let's see what he can do coming into this next run. On a nice entry. Absolutely covering outside zone 1, running into the next outside wall. Beautiful coverage there. Coming into inner clip, fills it nicely. Much better than the last run here. A lot of smoother run here. And a bit of a tire drop that's definitely going to harm his score. Can Frederick finish this thing out? Coming into the second outside zone. Let me get a little bit towards the end of the zone. All the way out to the track limits for outside zone 6, coming into the inner clip transitions here. And Frederick finishes out with an 83.29. Not an improvement. And throws a wow.
Get ready to see what Colin can do. Colin, who I mispronounced his name about 15 times during the open event. As I like to call him, Mr. Colin Mustache, because I got his name wrong so much. Nice flick in that Mustang. Grabbing outside zone number 1 pretty good. Now bringing it out to the wall of outside zone number 2. Good coverage there. Could have been in it a little bit sooner. Inside clip number 1, perfect there. Transition through for 3. Wrapping it around. Very nicely done on outside zone number 3. Now doing the same for outside zone number 4. Perfect coverage. Bring it out to the wall of outside zone number 5 and initiates into the wall. Very good. Covering that entire zone. Perfect. Now transition through to number 6. Going to do it again. Picking up inside clip at number 2. Inside clip number 3, perfect again. We're looking at a very good run here. It's an 87.26 on the board for Colin. Unfortunately, it looks like his angle going to definitely...
As we know, folks, there's only one unfortunate driver that's going to be getting out of here, so everyone should be making it into the show as long as they throw down a solid run. Coming in for his initiation here, throwing a big flick, almost rubbing his rear bumper against that wall in the initiation. Absolutely sending in here. Perfect coverage in the zones right now, especially for inner clip 1. Big transition into outer zone 3. Throwing it all the way out to the track limits there. We're seeing a beautiful run here, folks, as he comes into this wall, really almost scraping his bumper on that wall ride. Almost absolute perfect coverage here. Throwing it out to the track limits there into the transition here. A bit of a bobble that really brought his points down, finishing out his lap with an 88 point.
Staged up, getting ready to go. He is away. We'll see what he's able to put down here for his first run of qualifying. Nice big flick in that RX8, grabbing all of outside zone number 1. Bringing it around to outside zone number 2 along the wall. Left a little bit early there, it looks like. Inside clip number 1, about that second hash mark. Transition through to outside zone number 3. Very good on that zone. Now outside zone number 4, a little bit of a tire drop there. So some corrections to make for run number 2. And not getting quite all the way out to the wall in the first half of that zone 5, but gets out there at the end. Another tire drop, looks like an outside zone number 6, but picking up inside clip number 2 here, as well as inside clip number 3. Now out to that last outside zone and pretty much full coverage.
0% coverage on that zone, so it could definitely be a bit of a error with the Drift League app. But Mustafa coming in with his entry there, a bit of a tap on the wall, pushing him out there, filling. Oh, and coming right into the wall, Mustafa. Very unfortunate.
To my own heart with the amount of anime attach deliveries he's ran over the years. Very big fan of that. Brings it on down that straightaway and initiates in. A little bit of left foot brake to settle the car, and not seeing the zone scores come up on the software, so I don't really know what's going on here. Inside clip number 1 gonna be good there. Outside zone number 3 pretty good. Perfect on outside zone number 4. Now bringing it out to the wall of outside zone number 5 here. I'm going to go ahead and say that we're having an issue with the software. Let's take the score that we're about to see from Liam here with a grain of salt. Obviously,
that would eliminate his coverage for zone 1 and 2 there, as he comes in with this very vibrant anime car here. Once again, not seeing coverage for that outside zone for 1 and 2, but at least his score is reflecting a better run here. Filling inner clip 1. Coming in a little bit early to outer zone 3 and 4. Coming into this wall ride, excuse me. I left it a bit early in the midway of the zone. I'm not seeing much coverage to the app here. I'm not sure what's going on, but I know he's definitely throwing a better run than what's showing here. Still going to be a bit of an improvement from his first run, I believe.
In the box now. He's staged up. He's ready to go. Driving that HGK kit initiates in. Very good on that first wall ride. Now bringing it out the outside zone number 2. Not full coverage in the start, but starts getting all the way out there towards the latter half. Inside clip number 1, pretty good there. Grabs all of outside zone number 3. Now transitioning through. Does the exact same thing on outside zone number 4 there. Bringing it into the wall right of outside zone number 5. That big long sweeper of a corner. An absolute perfection there. Now transitioning through there. Outside zone number 6. Left a little bit early there. Looks like picking up inside clip number 2. Very straight line transition to 3. And not quite getting.
He's getting ready. Coming out of the scene, really flying in that HDK E36. Big initiation. Throwing his bumper, tapping that wall, rubbing it really. Coming into outer zone 2. A little bit early, leaving it a bit midway through, but still good coverage and very smooth on his line. Inner clip 1 and outer zone 3. About half, 2/3 through that zone. Coming into the second wall ride here. Very smooth runs coming from Florian here. Leaving the zones a little bit early, but he already has a score on the board. He's really just going to throw this car around the track for the transitions here. And the inner clips, finishing out his run with a 89.03. Not an improvement, but still
on this car. He's just rocking that nice Beautiful ESTA pack car. Very quick down the straightaway, is initiating in with a big flick in outside zone number 1. Great on that one. Wrapping it around outside zone number 2. Came out ever so slightly early, but picking up all of inside clip number 1. Transitioning through to outside zone 3. Got into that one a little bit late. Now out to outside zone number 4. Leaving that one early again. Come on, Mr. Mustard. You got to stick it to that wall if you want those points on the board. And it looks like you're doing just that now. The transition through for outside zone number 6. Looks like picking up most of that one as he grabs up these inside clips here real quick. Finishing it off pretty strong with outside zone number 7.
Let's see what he's got here. Coming out of the chicane. Smooth flick entry coming into outside zone 1. Going into this wall ride. Excellent coverage. Leaving a smidge early there. Inner clip 1. It read no coverage there, but as we... Oh, there you go. It loaded. Really throwing this car out to the track limits there. Leaving a bit early on outside zone 4 coming into the second wall ride here, folks. Excellent coverage there. Transitioning into outer zone 6, leaving a bit early coming into the transitions for the inner clips here and finishing out his run with outer zone 7 at an 83.41. Predictions, as he is of Ghost Team, it might have just been a Ghost run there, but Louis Zanotto, we finally could see him coming into that initiation. Perfect coverage there coming into the first wall ride in OZ2. Pretty smooth angle, really throwing his bumper on that zone there, inner clip 1. Beautiful coverage, throwing it all the way out to the road. A little early entry on that outer zone 3 and a little late leave for outer zone 4 coming into the second wall right here. Really scrubbing his rear bumper against that wall on that big S650. My fault. Outer zone 6 coming into the twin inner clips here. Solid coverage in those inner zones and finishing out with an 86.10.
Get staged up. And along we go. This very Aston Martin looking BMW, I must admit, initiates in about 2/3 of the way now outside zone number 1. A little bit of a safe wall there. However, not going to play it too safe on outside zone number 2 as he brings it all the way out. Gets inside clip number 1. Outside zone number 3, going to put the car all the way out to the track edge now through outside zone number 4. Very good there. Bring it around to wall zone number 5. Filling that zone really nice. Brings it all the way around with the wing hanging over the edge. Now transition through for 6. About 2/3 of the way on that one as well. Very similar to what we saw in 1. Twin inners, though. Oh, falling a little bit short on inside clip number 3. And it's going to be a 69.09 as Miguel. Looks like right this second I am seeing that we're going to get a second run for Miguel here. So we're going to go ahead and run it back this time. This will be the actual second run for him as he comes through those cones. Now bringing it down that front straightaway, going to go ahead and initiate him with a nice slow flick. Looks like coming off of the wall quite a bit there, though. Not getting all the way out, but he is going to put that wing over the edge of outside zone number 2. Bringing in the inside clip number 1. Very good placement on the front end of that car there. Now outside zone number 3, right out to the track's edge. Doing the same thing in outside zone 4, but leaving it a little bit early there. Bringing it outside zone number 5, riding along that big long wall, putting the wing right over the top of it. Transitioning through here to outside zone number 6. Could have been a little bit deeper there, but not too bad. Picking up inside clip number 2 and inside clip number 3 and all the way, all the way out to outside. Here we go. You making the way down the line here. Initiates in. Not the greatest coverage on that first zone, about 2/3 of the way. Outside zone number 2, not filling that all the way either, but is going to pick up inside clip number 1 there. And it's outside zone number 3, picking up pretty good there. Could have been a little bit better, but correcting most of that for outside zone number 4. And that transition through outside the wall zone here of number 5. Pretty good coverage there. Pretty similar to outside zone number 4, honestly, but getting all of outside zone number 6. Picking up that first of the twin inners. Going to grab that second one as well. And now out to outside zone number 7.
See if he can make an improvement from an 85.7. And Tuchiyu comes out the line. Flying down the straight. Big initiation here. Coming into that first zone. Not great coverage in there. Coming out of zone 2 onto the wall ride. Putting his Rear wing on the wall there and to inner clip 1. Outer zone 3 here. Really throwing it out to the dirt almost without a tire drop. Coming into the second wall right here, OZ5. Little early entry into that zone, but keeping both tires in it towards the end. Bit of a bobble there. Transition into outer zone 6 into the twin inners. Pretty good coverage there. Perfect coverage, actually, in the final zone with an
Yeah, it's driving
84.79.
15 EOD, making his way through the cones here in this 400Z. Gonna go ahead and initiate in there. Nice on that first outside zone, about 2/3 of the way. Now bringing it out to the wall. Pretty good so far. Looks like missing a little bit at the start of it there, but not too bad. Now grabs all of inside clip number 1 for its entirety. Outside zone number 3, very good there. Now wrapping around outside zone number 4. Could have possibly left a little bit early there by the looks of things, but now bringing it around the wall of outside zone number 5, getting all of that zone. Very good coverage there. Now outside zone number 6 looks like same deal. Pretty good coverage around the entirety of it. Bringing it around the twin inside clips, a little bit off of inside clip number 3, but going to fill all of outside zone number 6.
Leaving a little bit late there, but he's flying down that straight. Big entry looking like. Bit of an early entry there, about 2/3 coverage for that OZ1 coming into the first wall right here at OZ2. Pretty solid coverage. Could have entered it a little bit earlier. Full coverage on inner clip 1 and outer zone 3. Really throwing his car all the way out to the edge of the track there into the second wall ride here. Wow, beautiful entry into this wall ride, just keeping it pinned. Very nice, smooth by William here. Wow, no tire drop there. Really riding it on the edge of the line. The twin inners and the final zone with an 80.56. Not an
Now,
improvement.
we've got Lester up to the line. Lester Oliveira pulling up in this Crawford Performance GT86, initiates in. Nice big flicked angle. Could have been a little bit earlier at outside zone number 1. Outside zone number 2, going to fill majority of that, but leave it a little bit early there. Grabbing inside clip number 1 on that second hash mark. Now it's outside zone number 3, filling all of that. Outside zone number 4, going to fill that one as well. And a little bit of an inside transition going towards the wall of outside zone number 5. Causing him to enter it a little bit late, but leaves it a little bit early too. Oh, nope, just a little bit of lag there. Grabbing all of outside zone number 6, bringing it into inside clip number 2. Now over to the second of the twins. Grabbing all of that. Filling outside zone number 6.
Run here in that beautiful Crawford ink. About 2/3 into that first zone, coming into the first wall right here. Very good coverage, left a smidge early, coming into inner clip 1, about 2/3 coverage there. Coming into outer zone 3, waiting for our results on that. There you go, good coverage. Coming into the second wall ride here. Little early entry into the wall, but really keeping it pinned out on that wall, bumper scraping. All the way out to the track limits. Early entry into that zone, coming into the twin inners here. Lester throwing a pretty solid run here, finishing out the run with an 81.76.
Guy that I go through for a lot of my bases now, as well as some of the other Kinetic drivers. Right now, it's all eyes on Drake from Team Lock to Lock as he initiates in that nice big Ferrari. Pretty good on outside zone number 1, a little bit late, and outside zone number 2, not getting all the way out there. Maybe playing it a little bit safe. Picking up all of inside clip number 1, all of outside zone number 3, maybe finally finding that comfort zone. As coming into the wall right here of outside zone number 5, that big long sweep. Could have been a little bit deeper again, but does correct it towards the... Oh, and a major mistake for Mr. Drake in outside zone number 6. That is going to hurt. Cleaning it up a little bit.
As he comes through the chicane for run number 2, let's see what he can put out here. Big swinging initiation, really using the full track. Little 2/3 coverage in the OZ1, putting it out there, leaving a little bit early on OZ2, coming into the inner clip. Full coverage. Very nice. Keeping it smooth as well. Little early entry into that. Coming into OZ4 and into the second wall ride. Needs to get out there a little bit more. There you go. Very nice. Coming into OZ6 and another massive tire drop there. Can he finish out this run with an improvement? Drake Burke on the twin inners, almost missing the inner clip 3 there.
AKAs, I don't know. People call them a lot of things. What they don't tend to call them is a low qualifier, though. So let's see what Tyler is able to put down. He initiates in pretty good on that first outside zone. Now wrapping it around outside zone number 2. Filling all that zone pretty nicely. A little bit of spots where he could have been closer out. Inside clip number 1 about that second hash mark. However, grabbing looks like outside zone number 3 pretty good. Could have been a little earlier. Grabs all of outside zone number 4 though to correct that mistake. Now nice and smooth around outside zone number 5, grabbing all that wall ride. Transition through for outside zone number 6, left ever so slightly early, but picks up inside clip number 2, also on the second hash mark. However, going to get all of inside clip number 3. It looks like majority.
Definitely not a low qualifier, but we know he has more potential here in that beautiful E92 with that lock-to-lock livery on it. Throwing a nice entry, a little 2/3 coverage on OZ1 coming into that first wall ride. Smidge early entry into it, really putting it on that wall there coming into the inner clip here and outer zone 3. Waiting for the coverage, about 2/3 coverage there for OZ3. Very good coverage for 4 coming into the second wall ride. Really putting it onto that wall there, folks. Tyler trying to put down a better run here. It seems to be a bit of lag, but I definitely think there was a bit of a wobble there coming into the twin inners to finish out his run. Apparently missing inner clip 2 and finishing out the zone with a 69.
Not going to lie, I don't understand that inside reference at all, but right now, down on the line, got one of the drivers from my team, Kinetic, Mr. Chillmate, Elias Nassar. If you really want to get him going, call him Nasser. Bringing it around here outside zone number 2. Could have been into that a little bit earlier, but grabs all of inside clip number 1. Now transitioning out to outside zone number 3. Very good there. A little bit late on the very start. Looks like grabbing all of outside zone number 4, leaving that one a little bit early. Now into the wall right here. Looks like maybe a little bit safe of an entry to the wall. Still going to pick most of it up. Grabbing about half of outside zone number 6, but all of inside clip number 2. And about the second hash mark on inside clip number 3. Going to be a 77 of this car, but I am very happy with my result.
A lot of upper deckers as he comes out of the chicane into this entry. A big flick there, a bit of an early entry into the first zone, but throwing that rear bumper right into that zone, leaving it a little bit early. Coming into inner clip 1 about 2/3 and into OZ3, filling it very nice, perfectly. Big swing initiation. Oh, massive tire drop from Elias coming in. A little early initiation, but getting out into that wall there. We're looking like run 1 is going to be the take-home. But Elias will try his best to throw down the rest of this run on the twin inners and filling out the rest of the track with an unfortunate 57.59.
Getting ready to make his way. Love the color on this thing. Looks pretty sweet. Initiating in, nice big swing, picking up all of outside zone number 1 there. Now bringing it around to the wall of outside zone number 2.
And there hopefully he's just going to keep it on the track here and keep it safe. Let's see what he can do in that S13, folks. On a big swing and entry into that first walk. Nearly missing that first zone. Bit of left foot brake here coming into the first wall ride. Very early entry, but gets it out there about halfway towards the end of the zone. About 2 hashes there for inner clip 1. Coming into OZ3, filling about 1/3 of the zone. Coming into the second wall ride here with Austin Lucy. About 2/3 into there, trying to get it out. Transition into the final half of the track, outer zone 6, and the twin inners with Austin Lucy. Possibly a little bit of nerves coming into this, but great to see him coming
yourself up. But right now, Jacob Hudgens, part of that team of Mustangs, repping the same liveries as each other. Could have been a little bit better on that first outside zone. Not getting too deep on outside zone number 2 either here. As we'll see him bring it around inside clip number 1 pretty good there. Outside zone number 3, a little bit late getting into it, but outside zone number 4 going to fill majority of that one. Now wrap it around outside zone number 5, that nice sweeper of a corner. A little bit away from the wall towards the midsection there. Corrects it for outside zone number 6, though, with perfect coverage. Grabbing all of inside clip number 2 and inside clip number 3. Wrap it around outside zone number 7 across.
I love seeing the RTRs out here. Coming out of the chicane for his entry on run number 2. Big swing coming into that wall. Filling about 2/3 of OZ1 coming into the first wall right here. Really throwing that bumper into that wall and keeping it in there firmly. Coming into inner clip 1, filling it perfectly. OZ3, great transition. Throwing big angle in this Mustang. Love to see the RTR drivers throwing these cars around like they should. Leaving a little early on that second wall ride, transitioning into outer zone 6. Big tire drop there into the twin inners, about 2/3 there, and filling the second inner with a
And we're sending these drivers a little quick here. I wasn't even ready to go over to Tyler Duck now, but yet again, same exact deal. Seen 2 of these Mustangs already. Watching the third one make his way around the track now, grabbing a lot of these zones, better than his teammates. That's perfect on outside zone number 3, grabbing all of outside zone number 4 as well. Came out a little bit early. Came a little bit late in outside zone number 5 there, but fills the rest of that pretty well. Outside zone number 6, going to put that tire out to the track edge, grabbing all of inside clip number 2. Now transition to the second twin clip, picking it all up and across the line.
On our list here, folks, as he comes out of the chicane in that big body, throwing a solid entry, filling the zone perfectly, coming into the first wall ride. A little early entry into the zone, could have filled a little smidge more for the points, but we're really seeing a great run right here. Outer zone 3 filled very nice. Not sure what happened with inner clip 1, but coming into the second wall ride here, really placing that car on the wall. Transitioning into outer zone 6, getting it all the way out to the edge of the track, coming into the twin inner clips, filling them seemingly perfectly, and into outer zone 7 to finish the run with an 84.02.
Line in the A90 Supra. Bringing it through that start chicane, coming down the front straightaway here. Initiates in, nice big flick to angle, grabbing all of that first outside zone along the wall and out to the big wall ride of outside zone number 2. Came out ever so slightly early there, but picking up all of inside clip number 1 to correct that. Now out to outside zone number 3. Came in a little bit late to that one, but outside zone number 4 going to do the opposite and leave a little bit early. Now outside zone number 5 as he wraps that Supra around, trying to drag the bumper on that wall. Filling 99% of it, very nicely done there, but a little bit shallow on outside zone number 6. And looks like maybe punched inside clip number 2 and not getting all of 3, but is going to come across the line
for his final run and our final run of qualifying here, coming out of the chicane and initiating with a big swinging entry, fully filling that first zone, coming into the first wall ride a smidge early, but really putting it out there, coming in inner clip 1 and transitioning into outer zone 3, a little inside on inner clip 1. Big transition there, putting the tire all the way out to the dirt for outside zone 4, coming into the second line, the second wall ride here. My apologies, trying to read the chat while I'm doing the run. And transitioning into outer zone 6, really putting that tire out there, coming into the twin inners here, folks. Inner clip 2 and 3 filled near perfectly in outer zone 7 for an 86.34